Everyone, I'm Fun Figure Reviews, and I'm here with a top 10 list of my favorite figures I got during this year. This includes Transformers, yes, or during the year 2025. They didn't release, some of them didn't release during 2025, but these are my top 10 figures I got during 2025, to clarify. Before I begin this video, if you guys like the content I make, please like and subscribe. Now let's get on to the video. So for honorable mentions, we got the Maximum Series Deadpool, the SH Figure Arts Venom from The Last Dance, and Age of the Prime Solus Prime. The reason these guys are in the honorable mentions is not because they're bad figures or because they couldn't cut it. In reality, they could definitely make the list. I could definitely take out some figures for these guys. But the reason they didn't get on is because I just felt like the others were more deserving in a way, But it doesn't mean that these were bad figures, right? I would like to clarify that. So these are your honorable mentions. Now let's get on to the first figure. Everyone, and coming at number 10, we have the S Studio Series Age of Extinction Optimus Prime. And the reason he's coming in at number 10 is just the backpack and overall how clunky he feels. Now, that being said, the reason he makes it on the list is the pure amount of fun it is to transform this guy. I mean, the way he is engineered to transform into his truck mode is so interesting, right? And there's no kibble on the truck mode. Not a single piece of kibble, in my opinion. Like, I can't see it anyway, right? Like, it looks good, and honestly, it was always going to be hard to translate the Last Night / Age of Extinction design of Optimus into a $50 figure or a leader class figure, because, like, let's be honest, there's only so much you could do with $50, right? That would require a masterpiece budget, and so I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this figure. If I did have any critiques, it's the paint, and that's also why it's this low on the list. It's almost like they're allergic to silver or gray or any silver paint or gunmetal paint. It's almost like they're allergic. Especially in the chest area, as you can see, it's just dull gray and it just looks off, right? So that's why he comes in at number 10. Overall, great figure nonetheless. Now let's move on to the next one. Coming in at number 9, we have the SH Figure Arts Cammy. Now, I very recently got this and reviewed it on the channel, and within the time, honestly, this figure is amazing. I was thinking about getting the Jada Toys, but yeah, no. I'm not saying it's bad, but I don't know. I feel like this is the only Cammy figure I need. It's just super good. Super good. Maybe if Revoltech makes a Cammy figure, or if you guys want me to get the Jada Toys one, I will. But for right now, this is the only Cammy figure I want right now, and I'm gonna own. But overall, this figure is great. The articulation scheme is very outdated. It's very early SH Figure Arts, and you can definitely tell, right? Like, look at that. No butterflies, exposed stuff, right? Like, it's very early. Single jointed knees. Very early SH Figure Arts. Which is unfortunate, but it makes sense when the figure was made. So I'm not really upset about that, and it doesn't really bother me. The only reason it's coming in so low at the list is there are figures with better articulation. Overall, I enjoy them more than this figure, and they're much more posing friendly, if that makes sense. I feel like it's harder to get her into some poses, right, and recreate some scenes from Street Fighter than it is with other figures on this list. So with that being said, let's move on to the next one. Everyone, coming in at number 8, we have the SH Figure Arts Cammy. Now, I got her very early during the year. I think I reviewed her somewhere in January or February of 2025. And I'm gonna be honest, this figure is awesome. This figure is just so amazing. So amazing. I recently just got the Revoltech Chun-Li. I haven't opened her just yet, or I have, but I haven't really messed around with her because I've been waiting to review her. So I can tell you right now, this figure is the best figure Chun-Li I got during this year. We'll see how that holds up next year, but definitely this Chun-Li is amazing. She does suffer from her articulation a little bit. Not so much in the legs. Her legs can pretty much do most of the poses you would want, or most classic Chun-Li poses. The main part she has trouble in are where her arms are, right? Because like these little parts of her dress or whatever kind of get in the way, and it does limit articulation, but not to a huge degree. She can still pull off a lot of great poses. So overall, yeah, that's why she's on number 8, mostly just due to the restriction to her articulation. But other than that, she's a great figure and honestly would recommend. Anyway, moving on to the next figure. Everyone, coming in at number 7, we have Alchemist Prime from Age of the Primes. Now, the reason he's coming in at number 7 and not Chun-Li or Cammy is simply because this guy is just awesome. He doesn't have butterfly joints, which is fine. I mean, like, you can't really expect that on every Transformer, because they're basically they're a card or an action figure in a puzzle, more or less, right? So, like, that's fine. But I find so much enjoyment messing around with this guy and all the intricacies of his transformation, honestly, and he just poses super funly. Now, is he the most posable figure? No. But I find a lot more enjoyment out of him than I do the other figures on the list, or the other figures below him on the list. And for that reason alone, I put him so high, because this list is ultimately how much I really enjoyed each figure, right? And this figure I really, really enjoyed more than the others. And I wasn't really expecting to when I got him, but here we are. It's great. And he doesn't really have a backpack. Now, some people say it makes him look a bit weird and skinny. I'm like, I don't really care. I mean, we always complain about backpacks as a community for Transformers. Then we complain when they don't have one. So I don't really mind. I think this figure is amazing and perfectly fine. And he fits very well in the number 7 spot. Anyway, moving on to the next figure. Alright everyone, and coming in at number 6, we have the Mafex 082 Deadpool. Now, this is a re-release. This is not the original. I would like to preface that. But the reason he's coming in at number 6 is purely just for the fact of how much I enjoy him. I do find more enjoyment out of him than I do Alchemist Prime. But that being said, the reason he's also this low is because my figure came with a lot of QC issues. Under the arm, right there, right, and right there, you can see, right? I know you guys may be saying, oh, you're just being too picky. No, I paid like $120 for this. I expect premium quality, obviously. Now, that being said, other than that, it's perfectly fine. The figure is amazing. It moves great. Like, I don't like that it doesn't come with different eyes. Like, you can't detach the eyes. I mean, that would have been better to give you more expressions, but hey, it's fine. I mean, it still works. It still does what it needs to do. The shading and the painting on the figure is really good, at least the parts that are painted anyway. Overall, the figure is great. You can hide that paint detail pretty well with this. So, I mean, like, it's not like an open eyesore or anything. But that does contribute to why it's so low, because it does take away some of my enjoyment. Now on to positives. The figure has great articulation. I did have to warm it up out of the box, but it's great overall. It has multiple different accessories, which means this is a stop motion maker's dream, like for Deadpool. Although the SH Figure Arts one is better because of the eye plates. It's more expressions, but we'll get into that later. But overall, this is a dream for people like me who do like to make stop motions. I make shorts, but I still do stop motion, so this is a dream for me. So yeah, that's why he comes in at number 6. Now, let's go on to the next one. Coming in at number 5, we have the Studio Series B127. And the reason he's coming in at this spot and isn't any higher, first and foremost, is one, the plastic, not at all accurate to what we see. It's more of a mustard yellow, and what we see in the movie is actually more of a gold or kind of bronzy kind of gold. So yeah, that's one reason. Also, yeah, that's about it actually. That's really about it. Now, for the reason he's actually on number 5, it's mostly just because of his articulation and like how fun his transformation is. Like, it's not horribly complex, but it's complex enough to be like, okay, that's interesting, that's fun, right? Like, and it keeps it in your hand, which is important. So, overall for enjoyment, I really enjoyed this figure. And that's why he's coming in at number 5. Now let's move on to the next figure. Alright everyone, and coming in at number 4, we have the SH Figuarts Deadpool from Deadpool and Wolverine. And the reason this figure comes in at number 4 is the eye plates. This is what I was talking about with the Mafex. It doesn't have the interchangeable eye plates, which I feel like gives it more expression. And he comes with a couple of different ones, which you can mix and match, right? To create different expressions to make it more expressive, which is great for stop motion, and it's great for animating, personally, in my opinion. Right? So that's one reason I get enjoyment out of him as an animator. And 2, I really enjoyed the Deadpool Wolverine movie. I know some people aren't liking it too much after it came out, but honestly, I'm one of those people who still really enjoy it. So that too, I feel like it's a good representation of what we saw in the movie. Probably a little bit too bright, but then again, my camera, for some reason, is making the red pop more right now, but it's not nearly that bright, but you get what I mean. Still a great figure. The articulation is great. It does have one hindrance, which is right here. The shoulder pads do kind of get in the way, which is unfortunate. But other than that, this figure is a 10 out of 10 in my book, and I thoroughly enjoy him. Now, the reason he's not higher on this list is because the figures above him were leagues ahead of him. These next 3 are just phenomenal, right? They are really good. Speaking of the next 3, let's move on. Alright everyone, and coming in at number 3, we have the Mafex 185 Spider-Man. This is a re-release. I would like to preface that. Now we can continue. The reason this figure is in 3rd place is pretty obvious. Besides being my favorite interpretation of classic Spider-Man in figure form, I mean, he's also my favorite Mafex figure so far. One of my favorite Spider-Man Mafex figures, this figure I go to a lot, and I've really been enjoying messing around with it, especially recently. I've been making some stop motions with it, and I've just been enjoying it so much. And this figure, I don't know, it just captures childhood for me, and that childhood enjoyment I got out of, watching the original Raimi movies. It just captures that for me in a nice little bubble, right? So, yeah, that's why he's coming in, just a pure enjoyment. Also, his articulation is nothing to scoff at. Sure, he doesn't have that new rubber diaper piece, but trust me, he can still pose, right? But other than that, that's why he comes in at number 3. Now on to the next one anyway. Alright everyone, and coming in at number 2, we have the SS86 Optimus Prime. And oh my god, I got my hands on this this year, and this is my definitive G1 Optimus. Who needs that Earthrise Optimus? Not me. I have this guy, right? This is so good. He's literally a masterpiece figure, right? And you guys may be wondering, well, Fun Figures, how do you know that? I have masterpiece figures, and he's literally, his transformation is reminiscent of some masterpiece figures I have, right? He feels like a masterpiece figure, and best of all, he feels good in hand, right? Hasbro cooked with this. Hasbro really did great with this figure, and he's honestly my favorite Optimus Prime by far. I mean, this figure, bar none, is amazing, right? You can't even object. It's just the best Optimus Prime on the market, in my opinion, right? Articulation, amazing. It has butterfly joints. Do you know how wild that is? Sure, they're not official butterfly joints because, like, you gotta disconnect an entire section. It's tight. Okay. Okay. I gotta do it later because it's kind of tight. But you get what I mean. Like, he can get like some. Oh, right there. Look at that. More or less butterfly joints. Right. Like, that's wild. Right, like this is honestly the best Optimus Prime on the market, and that truck mode, amazing. Not a single thing of kibble. Now I have heard of some people complaining about the backpack, but honestly, I don't really mind because I think it's pretty accurate. Like if you look at the G1 Optimus backpack, right, like the original cartoon, his back literally looks like this from the back. Like I don't get why people are complaining, right? Right. And the bulkiness in the back, I feel it fits because Optimus is a big bot, you know? So, yeah. That's why he comes in at number 2. I have no real complaints. Like I said, these top 3 figures are the one before this, they could all reasonably be one, but I have to put them in a top 10 list, right? So, he's coming in at number 2. Now on to number 1. Alright everyone, and coming in at number 1 we have the Mafex Tobey Maguire Spider-Man from No Way Home. And there should be no surprise, this is my favorite figure I got during 2025. I mean, like, every time anyone ever asks me on stream, what's your favorite figure? I'm always going to this. I mean, like, it's not a surprise. I love this figure. It's honestly amazing. Like I said, I grew up on the Tobey Maguire films, and yeah. This figure pretty much is just my childhood encapsulated, right? Like it's amazing. It's so amazing, and it's such a good figure. You know, I think it's better than the SH figure arts for sure. Yeah, it's just amazing. The articulation, amazing. The paint, the sculpt, amazing. Now, do I agree it could use a matte coat? Yes. I'm currently getting, I've been thinking about spraying it down with a matte coat, but yeah. But still, other than that, the figure is amazing. It looks great. Very sort of accurate to what we saw in the movie. I feel like I feel like this figure is more of a Spider-Man 2 Tobey Maguire, right? Like at least like the Spider-Man suit part, because like I don't know, you know, like that's a discussion for a different day. But regardless, this is still my favorite figure I got during this year. Alright, now with that being said, let's move on to the end of this video. Alright, everyone, and to end off this video, I would like to know your guys' thoughts on my top 10 list. If you guys agreed, disagreed, what you guys liked and didn't like, tell me in the comments down below. And as always, if you like the content I make, please like and subscribe. It really helps with the algorithm. Anyway, see you guys later. Bye.